Start here. Expect more. This is Early Texas Today.
Coming up on Early Texas Today, 3 Waco police officers involved in the Twin Peaks shooting faced a judge. We'll tell you what happened. We also have our election coverage. Donald Trump talks about his health. And members of an Islamic center are cleaning up after their facility was set on fire. It's all happening on this Thursday, September 15th, 2016 on Early Texas Today. And good morning and welcome to Early Texas Today. I'm Imani Payne.
And I'm meteorologist Wes Howe. Good morning, Imani.
Good morning.
We picked up some rain showers yesterday.
You know, I tried to think it away as much as I can, but it appears that way.
Yes, it's that time. We've got a cold front to the north of us that has stalled out, and it's giving us some lingering rain showers. It's very humid, very muggy, and most spots across central Texas didn't see very much rain, if we saw any at all. Here are the rainfall totals from yesterday, guys. We did see 3 100ths in Waco out of the McLennan Regional Airport here. We're looking at the Waco Regional Airport, actually. I'll get my names straight here in a second. Off towards the west of that, Hamilton picked up about 5 100ths. The larger rainfall totals, what we were thinking, would be to the west of Hamilton and in Gatesville, Coryell County. Off towards Comanche, picked up about a ½ an inch out at their regional airport. Again, that's about what we can expect to see today and tomorrow out into the afternoon. Peak heating of the day, we'll see a few showers fire off, and that's where we'll see the highest rainfall totals. Go figure, wherever we saw the rain yesterday is also where we're seeing some fog being reported. Waco Regional Airport now showing 4 miles visibility. Of course, they're right off the lake, so that could be playing a factor in it. Off towards the west, Stephenville picking up 7 miles visibility. Here's a live picture right now in Waco itself this morning. Traffic's moving smoothly down I-35. The bridge is all illuminated up, and we're looking at relatively calm conditions. 71 degrees, your current air temperatures. Winds are light out of the west at about 5 miles per hour, and that's not going to change much as we progress through today. Here's a look at your current temperatures across the board. We're a bit cooler than we were the past couple of mornings. We've been waking up with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s and then falling back into the mid 70s by dawn. But right now we're sitting at 72 in Waco, the same in Killeen, 71 in Lampasas, 72 in Gatesville, and 72 in Hillsboro. All right, guys, so clear skies at the moment here across central Texas. That's one thing that's aiding in our temperatures cooling off a little bit more this morning. We're watching a little bit of cloud cover down towards the south and off towards Comanche. Remember those low clouds off towards the western half of McLennan County. The bigger picture, we got a shortwave pattern down towards the south, an area of low pressure that continues to rumble through, and that's going to eject more moisture into our atmosphere here in central Texas. Put those two together, the fact that we've got a warm, moist atmosphere and a lifting mechanism to the north, this cold front that's kind of really stalled out there, pretty much like we were thinking, and giving rain chances an increase for us into the Panhandle and into North Texas throughout the early part of the weekend. So here's our forecast today, very similar to yesterday. We're going to see more sunshine likely into the forecast by lunchtime. Rain showers possible, southeast winds at about 3 to 8 miles per hour. 92 the daytime high. That's where we were at yesterday, but the heat index will be considerably higher. We're looking at temperatures to feel closer to 96 to 98 degrees. So it's going to be a very warm and muggy afternoon once again across central Texas. The hour-by-hour outlook for us doesn't shape up much different. We're going to see temperatures going from the 70s where we're at right now into the 80s, 90s as I mentioned, but those red numbers, that's where we're going to be talking about thunderstorms in the forecast possible across some locations. Notice we're only going to add in about a 20% chance. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and take a look here at the hour-by-hour forecast on Future Track. So again, showing you the fact that we're not going to see much in the way of rainfall today. Future Track does show clouds pushing through the region. Winds actually out of the north briefly today, depending on where you're at in central Texas. This won't be lasting for long. We do anticipate southeast winds to be more prevalent. So here we are, 4 p.m., peak heating of the day. Notice we got some rain chances off towards the east. That's the green dots you see there, off towards Interstate 45. And then off towards the west as well, we have a few isolated pockets of rain showing back up on the map. All right, that's a quick check of our forecast, Imani. We will break it down in more detail. Look at Friday Night Lights, football. It's all coming up straight ahead.
All right, thank you. We'll check back in with you a little later. And now we begin with new details in the Twin Peaks shooting case. A grand jury cleared 3 Waco police officers from any wrongdoing. The officers have been on administrative leave since last May. Now, 2 of the officers were responsible for 4 of the 9 biker deaths and 1 injury. The 3rd officer fired his weapon but never hit anyone. Yesterday, the grand jury said that the use of deadly force was justified after the district attorney's office and Texas Rangers showed jurors the result of Waco PD's internal investigation.
I would have liked to have seen the officers' cases presented to a grand jury first. However, the district attorney isn't really in charge of that. They had to be patient and wait for Waco PD to conduct their own internal investigation, and then that investigation to be double-checked by an independent agency.
154 bikers arrested after the Twin Peaks shooting have been indicted for engaging in organized crime, but so far no one has gone to trial. Moving to our election coverage, after remaining mostly silent for days about Hillary Clinton's health, now Donald Trump is speaking out. There was nothing unclear about the health records released today by both candidates, who want the American public to believe that health isn't an issue in the race for the White House. As Clinton prepares to return, her doctor released a letter outlining her pneumonia and recovery. Though she takes blood-thinning medication to prevent clots, her doctor declares she's healthy and fit to serve. For both candidates, the sudden focus on health brings up bigger picture questions about transparency. From Clinton's private emails to Trump's unreleased tax returns, there's plenty for both sides to talk about. And closer to home, a man was arrested in Temple late last night after hitting a utility pole, leaving dozens in the area without power. It happened at South 5th Street and West Avenue P. An unidentified man crashed his car into a utility pole, and then it hit a police car. Officers quickly handcuffed the man, but it's unclear at this time exactly why he was arrested. Luckily, no one was hurt in the incident. And members of an Islamic center damaged by an arsonist earlier this week are starting to clean up after what many in the Florida community are calling an act of hate. The suspect, 32-year-old Joseph Schreiber, was escorted to jail late last night. He faces charges for setting fire to the Islamic Center of Fort Pierce. Members of the Council of American Islamic Relations say the suspect reminds them of the Orlando nightclub shooter who attended the mosque. I can't hear the sound. The leader of the Islamic Center hopes to have the mosque reopened as soon as possible. Now, following the lead of the NCAA, the Atlanta Coast Conference announced Wednesday that all ACC championships scheduled for neutral sites in North Carolina will be moved due to the law known as House Bill 2. The ACC was scheduled to hold 14 of its 21 championship events in North Carolina. House Bill 2 requires transgender people to use restrooms that match the gender on their birth certificates at schools and government buildings. And Tropical Storm Julia passed through Florida, but it's now moving on to Georgia and South Carolina. Residents were slammed with 2 to 4 inches of rain in some areas. There is concern that the rainfall could lead to flash flooding and possibly isolated tornadoes. The suspects in the murder of NBA star Dwayne Wade's cousin will appear in court today. 22-year-old Darren Soares and his brother 26-year-old Darren Soares Jr. are charged with first-degree murder for the shooting death of Nakia Aldridge. The 32-year-old mother was shot and killed in Chicago last month while walking to register her kids for school. Authorities allege the two brothers walked up and fired shots at a different man, but ended up hitting Aldridge in the head and in the arm. And a Georgia woman is searching for her 16 pet pythons after she says someone set them free. A Facebook post from the snake's owner, Jackie, circulated quickly in her Georgia neighborhood. She says the snakes stay in very secure cages, so they must have been deliberately released. She found 2 of her snakes when she went looking for them, but is still searching for the other 14. A person suspected of releasing the snakes has been interviewed by the Department of Natural Resources and says he released the rest of the snakes in an unpopulated area of South Carolina. The snake owner is not pressing charges. And people in northern Vermont were out with cameras ready and their eyes wide open to witness a wild sight. The crowds were captivated yesterday by a pair of young black bears in a tree. And while dozens stopped to observe and take pictures, some were worried Mama Bear might be nearby. Police had the same concern and asked the crowd to give the cubs some room. Eventually, they did climb down and race towards the woods closer to where they belong. And the winner of season 11 of America's Got Talent has been crowned. This year, it's 12-year-old singer-songwriter Grace VanderWaal. When she turned 11, she bought herself a ukulele with her birthday money, and that's only one of the instruments she plays. VanderWaal beat out a couple with psychic abilities. The winner will take home a $1 million grand prize. All right, and still ahead, Harambe, you know him as the gorilla at the Cincinnati Zoo. Well, he's being honored at a college. We'll tell you about that coming up. Plus, a puppy realizes he's heading to the dog park and he goes bonkers with excitement. It's a really good video and you'll want to check that out as well. Plus, ahead we have meteorologist Wes Howe standing by with our weather forecast. We'll check in with him after the break.
Very happy Thursday to you, Central Texas. We're waking up with temperatures in Waco around 71 degrees. Winds are light right now, and we're kind of shifting around from the northeast, in fact, to more of an easterly, and then finally today, southeasterly component to it. So here's what your forecast has in store for us. Pretty much a repeat day for us. We're looking at a few isolated showers back into the forecast, primarily after lunchtime between 3 and 6 p.m. Of course, it's the peak heating of the day. It is going to be a muggier afternoon for us again across Central Texas, with daytime highs climbing up into the low 90s. These red numbers are your heat indexes. That'll be what it'll actually feel like by those time frames, and we'll see a mix of sun, or not sun and clouds, but a mix of cloud cover tomorrow or this evening as well. As the sun sets, we'll reduce those rain chances completely. Satellite and radar this morning is clear, and that's why temperatures are down into the low 70s. And this is what we're going to expect to see throughout the hour-by-hour forecast. As I mentioned, winds right now are light and out of the northeast, which is kind of a little bit of an anomaly for us. We're going to see that shifting back towards the south as we progress through the latter half of the afternoon. By lunchtime, temperatures into the low 80s. We're still rain-free at that point. Notice the green dots are starting to show up on the map on both the western and eastern half of the viewing area. Across the I-35 corridor by 4 p.m., we're still anticipating dry conditions, but like yesterday, some of those rain showers could creep closer to McLennan County, to Bell County, as well as Hill, but a majority of it will stay off towards the west of Coryell and then towards the east of Fairfield, Centerville, and down along Interstate 45. So that's the sea breeze moisture effect off towards the east of us. Off towards the west, we're watching a cold front that is trying to work its way further towards the south. Here's a look at the bigger picture, what we can expect here over the next day or so. Temperatures, rain-cooled air will be much cooler off towards the north into the Panhandle, 80s off into West Texas, a little not too shabby for them. We're going to still be warm and muggy. We're going to see temperatures into the 90s with rain chances remaining. Scattered showers becoming more widespread through the Panhandle as this boundary layer continues to stall out right along the Red River today. 92 degrees for us. Rain chances not very high, and they don't really increase that much as we progress through the weekend. Originally, we've kind of bounced back and forth a little bit. Still 30 to 40% coverage. Not widespread for us, but scattered showers, a good possibility Saturday into Sunday. Temperatures on Sunday will be down into the upper 80s, and we could see temperatures hovering in that range into the beginning part of next week. That's a check of our forecast here. We've been talking about conditions that have been kind of on the fritz a little bit here the past couple of days with those rain chances hanging on, but as we look towards next Wednesday, I think we'll finally start to see that drying out a bit, so that's good news here in Central Texas after we've had these threats for rain in the forecast pretty much every day.
Okay, so we're not looking at any kind of washout for Friday night football.
I don't want to call it a washout just yet, but of
Okay.
course, remember the peak heating of the day, 6, 7 o'clock, that's right when we're trying to get those football games started, so it's always kind of we have to wait and see.
Okay,
time frame.
okay. And Wes, is this your last forecast
This is
with
my
us?
last 4:30 show. Yeah, you get to be
Okay.
the lucky or unlucky one to be beside that part of it.
No, I mean, it's been great working with
Yeah.
you, waking up with everyone. We're sad
It's been
to
fun.
see you
Yeah,
go.
it's fun to have you here with us this
Yeah.
morning. I know you're making that nice big transition there. Hopefully, more time to come like this, right?
All right, well, let's go ahead and get into what's trending on the
Absolutely.
web one last time. All right, well, we're starting with Ellen DeGeneres. So she's always
So
doing cool
funny.
stuff. Yeah, she's always doing cool stuff with celebrities. Okay, so in this video, she kind of outdoes herself. She's got First Lady Michelle Obama with her.
Oh.
And she takes her to CVS to pick up a few things to help her prepare for life outside of the White House.
Okay.
So in the video, you see the First Lady. She goes on to pick up Halloween candy. She throws in headphones and even a back scratcher. And I think at one point, let's see if we see it. Probably not. Ellen pulls out like a megaphone and she's yelling around the store. Just a really cool moment between the two of them.
Ellen's pretty funny. I
Yeah.
watched one yesterday. I got caught up with her and Britney Spears walking through a mall.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, she's like, we're celebrities. We can do this. And they like park their car in the middle of a parking, like literally in the road.
Oh
and people
my
are just like
gosh.
staring at
Yeah.
them like, what? And then of course, the more people start to recognize when cameras come out.
Yeah. So very
She's
cool.
using Coinstar. Okay.
Yeah. So quality day. Imagine though walking past your like neighborhood CVS and just seeing Ellen DeGeneres and Michelle Obama.
Right.
All
Yeah,
the Secret
but
Service.
what you, as you
and
say, what you
everything.
don't see in this
Yeah.
video right now is where is
All the Secret Service. Okay.
That's awesome. Okay, we're moving on to Facebook user Rich DeMuro. who posted a video on his page freaking out in a good way about Buc-ee's. Yeah, for
Yes,
those
Buc-ee's.
that don't know about this wonderful place, it's the king of stop shops where you can get gas, clothing, food, and so much more. Yeah. So this guy stops at one on his way to Houston and just cannot believe his eyes.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I still remember my first time, and I reacted in a similar way. I think everyone does, because you're just not expecting.
It's so big.
It's
It feels like it goes on forever. Like the gas piers, there's like 3 or 4 sections of them.
Yeah. Has everything you could ever imagine you would ever need. So, pretty cool video.
You can't even see the end of the store.
Yeah. All right, and so finally, let's see if we can pull up this next video. Okay, take a look at this. It doesn't get any cuter than this. This dog, he's sitting in the car relaxing, not really sure where he's headed at first. Then he finds out in the video his owner is taking him to the dog park, and he just goes nuts. He gets so excited, starts jumping around, barking, moving around everywhere. It's just, one of those super cute dog videos. Everyone loves dog videos.
Hey, I gotta get here safely.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah, I see them do this a lot too when they're about to eat. You're putting out the bowl and it gets super excited.
He's trying to eat off his nose right there.
Yeah.
You know what's funny, Monty? We joke about Chris having the Radcliffe farm. You heard this reference?
I've heard a little bit, yes.
Seeing how it's my last day, I can go ahead and give him a hard time about it. This is exactly my envision of Chris times 6 when he goes to the dog park.
Just like struggling to get
just,
through.
all cats, dogs in general.
Yeah, we'll have to ask him about that.
Love it. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. All right. Well, coming up, still ahead on Early Texas today, an Arizona woman has been accused of flashing teen boys at a bar mitzvah. All right. Well, we'll tell you about that. And Harambe, the love gorilla, is being honored at a university. We'll have that story for you after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. An Arizona woman accused of flashing underage boys at a bar mitzvah last year and performing a sex act on one of the teens was found not guilty Wednesday. William Pitts has the story.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Lindsay Ann Radomski, not guilty of violation ARS 13-1402A. Count 2. We, the jury, find the defendant, Lindsay Ann Radomski, not guilty.
18 times not guilty. Lindsay Radomski broke down in court, hugging her attorney.
I'm just incredibly happy it's over. Thank God.
This might be the longest trial that's ever taken place in a misdemeanor court.
7 months in a courthouse that usually decides things like DUIs and parking tickets. Radomski was accused of exposing herself to a group of underage boys at a bar mitzvah party, then letting those boys touch her breasts. The case got complicated when it came out that the boys' parents had paid for her breast implants. And Radomski claims she was drugged that night and doesn't remember any of it. Last year, one of the boys' parents told 12 News Radomski was a close friend.
Each of them knew her and knew what she meant to our family. They were just as shocked and devastated as we are.
A grand jury would not indict Radomski, but the Scottsdale City prosecutor filed lesser charges. In court, Radomski's lawyer told the jury the boys had attacked her.
We believe that the boys went in that room and touched Lindsay, fondled her breast without her permission. Things that one of the boys did, I cannot even repeat on national TV.
Radomski left court a free woman, but one with a highly publicized case attached to her name. Her lawyer said her next step is to go back to her life.
She still works as a yoga instructor. She's still a trainer. She's still loved by the community. And she has a family that loves her and friends that support her.
That was William Pitts reporting. Now, last night, a Massachusetts university honored Harambe, the gorilla that was killed at the Cincinnati Zoo earlier this year. The Harambe Night event took place during the men's soccer game against Brown University. Harambe was euthanized when a child fell into his zoo enclosure in May, and his death led to an outcry from many. The school's athletic department gave out mini Harambe plush dolls to the first 100 people in the gate.
Not that huge of a soccer fan, but, free stuff's always nice.
I wear this thing out randomly sometimes, honestly.
So this is not an unusual moment for you?
No, not at all. I love it.
School officials were aware that some would find the promotion offensive, and they issued a statement saying in part the name Harambe stands for bringing people together, and that was their focus. Now, still ahead, people in Washington state say they've got a cat thief on their hands. We'll explain after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. Now, here's a story for you. People in a Washington state neighborhood say they have a cat thief on their hands. Mackenzie Maynard has more on the feline bandit.
Living on West 16th Avenue have seen a rise in burglaries.
Got done doing some parts replacement on the truck, went inside, got a glass of ice water, came out, couldn't find my, hand towel.
It just started getting out of control.
They've been targeted for a while now.
It's been a month ago. In one night, she took 2 full pairs of shoes and a pair of socks off their porch.
The suspect, not who you'd think.
Lo and behold, I was a victim of the cat bandit across the street.
Meet Dory, otherwise known as the Bad Kitty Bandit.
AKA Ninja Kitty, AKA Dory. Steals your stuff, stolen and found by. So my 10-year-old niece made this.
Dory will watch and wait during the day and prowl at night. The items she brings back end up right here in this orange bucket.
This was full, like just 2 days ago.
It's in this bucket where they keep the gloves, the toys, and even sneakers. Neighbors just come right here to pick those items up.
I don't know how she's getting in some of the neighbors' yards, but she's figuring it out, and so they probably should come check the bucket. We're just sort of
and she moves quickly. I myself almost became a victim of the cat bandit.
All right, what a story there. Well, let's head over to Wes. And Wes, let's get a final check of weather with you.
I don't think she's going to steal our forecast anytime soon. How's that sound? No, not so much? Okay. All right, we're looking at temperatures in Temple right now, 71 degrees, calm conditions. We did see a few passing rain showers yesterday and late into the evening time frame. That's left us with humid conditions this morning and a few spots with some patchy fog. 7-day forecast, the outlook. We're going to hang on to 20% chances of some isolated evening showers today, tomorrow. Obviously, that could be affecting us for Friday night football. We'll increase those chances into the daytime hours on Saturday, meaning showers becoming a little bit more scattered for us and increasing in area across central Texas. Temperatures staying pretty warm still. We'll talk about temperatures decreasing a bit into Monday, Tuesday, and rain chances winding down by the middle of next week. Amani?
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Wes. All right, well, we'll have more headlines for you coming up on Texas Today, and we'll have that for you after the break. Stay with us.